Hi there, Demeand Media Studios writers. This is Ken with the Freelancer Today. I want to talk a little bit today about rewrites and what's happening to our productivity and how to get past having a rewrite affect us negatively. We all get them from time to time. Sometimes they come in batches. Sometimes we won't see them for a week, but inevitably it's going to happen. My first suggestion, if you're working through the day and all of a sudden you see a request, don't even pay any attention to it. Just keep plugging away at what you're writing for the day. Don't look at it until you finish that last article that you've set out for yourself to do. At the end of the day, go ahead, open up the request, look at it, and see what the CE is asking for. 8 times out of 10, it's just a simple matter of fixing a word or rearranging a sentence. Great, simple fix. Other times, you may get a CE that decides to write you a novel on a 350, 400 word article. Or you get a CE that is asking you to do things a certain way when another CE 2 months ago said not to do it this way. And incredibly, really, I mean, both the CEs are probably right in their own interpretations, because it still falls within the guidelines. So what do? First of all, and the community moderators are going to love me for this one. First of all, go into the forum, start a thread, and just vent. Let's face it, rewrites make us not happy. Get in there and vent, get it off your chest. Just to hold it inside and whatever is not going to do you any good. You know, go outside, beat a tree up, but let it out. You know, if you start a thread, others are going to come in right behind you, supporting you, saying they run into the same thing. And they're going to gripe too. Now, when you're venting, don't go bashing the entire CE pool, because quite frankly, the entire CE pool did not send you the request. And don't badmouth the CE personally, because quite frankly, we don't know them. You don't know them. But vent and gripe about the interpretation of the guideline, or what the CE is requesting that you do. You're going to get some good feedback from many people within the forum. Some of them will even tell you, hey, send it up for a clarification, which I encourage doing that. But don't spend 3 and 4 days griping and venting about the same thing and let it turn into a CE flame war. It's counterproductive to you, and it's counterproductive to everybody else in the community. We all thrive on controversy. I thrive on controversy. You thrive on controversy, okay? To some degree. So as long as we're keeping this flame war going, we're spending more time in the forum and a heck of a lot less time writing articles. So get in there, do your vent, get it out of your system, and then move on. Now, as far as a rewrite goes, if it's a novel that the CE is requesting, my suggestion would be, I don't feel comfortable that I'm going to be able to address this the way the CE wants it to. I'm going to repurpose this article somewhere else. If it's a question of interpretation of the guidelines, by all means, send it up for a clarification request. Now, chances are good that the editorial team is going to side with the CE, but the editorial team is also going to give you a lot more, usually give you a lot more clarification and something more concrete to go on, to help you to not only do the rewrite, but also make your writing better overall. But the one thing I would say is, do not let the rewrite affect how you approach your day. because if you let it affect you emotionally negatively, then you're going to go from having this goal of doing 10 articles a day, and you're barely going to be able to get 3 done a day because you're letting this rewrite get to you. Okay? It's one article. It's 500 words. Okay? Don't let 500 words keep you from meeting your personal goals. Okay? It's just not worth it. Vent about it, get it out of your system, send it up for clarification, make the decision. Either you're going to rewrite it or you're not going to rewrite it. And be done with it. Just like once you hit submit on an article, until you see something else out of it, you're done with it. You know, keep moving forward. Keep writing. So, you know, there's thousands of freelance writers with Demeand Media Studios, and there's a couple of thousand of freelance CEs. And you know, the CEs come from a wide range of professional backgrounds, from print media, print magazine, television, I mean, you name it. I mean, we've got some pretty professional CEs editing our work. The guidelines that we have, you know, we as writers must write within them. But sometimes the interpretation of those guidelines is a little bit gray, and this CE will see it one way, that CE will see it another way. Both of them are right. Okay? And that's usually where a lot of the confusion comes from. You know, the system itself is not perfect. Freelance writers, although we like to think we are most times, we're not perfect either. But don't let a rewrite request stop you from hitting your own personal goals. You know, do what you need to do to keep your emotions in check. You know, be ticked off about it, what have you, but at the same time be able to refocus your attention back to what you need to do to meet your productivity goals. So that's all I have for today. Hope you all have a good one. Write your world. Bye-bye.